exact implementation of stuff, I don't think makes a blind bit of difference. Okay, let's light up like a Christmas tree. Lower that. Unfold. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to want the help on. Yeah, see that's doing an auto application. Let's turn off auto application. And then okay, change application rate. K is up and M is down. That's minimum. See, that thinks it wants to be 220. I don't want it to be 220. Change nitrogen reference value. Why? I don't know what that does. Okay, I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to put down 5. Let's go with... there we go. Oh. What the heck is that? Why did it come out? Weird. What's this thing on the side and why does it go up and down? Okay, let's put it up to 10 and there we go, so 40. I want to increase that some more, so okay, 80. I see. Okay, I see what's happening. So the current level is 20 kilograms per nitrogen per hectare. And I am adding 80, which puts it up to 100, which should make our field nice and sort of a yellowish colour as we drive across it. Bingo. So I haven't got it all the way up. I can turn that window off now. It's good enough for what I want, which is to seriously throw down a ton of slurry and get this field up to a really nice sort of middle level of applied slurry. With the plan being that come spring, we'll plant a crop that needs a load of nitrogen, and then we'll come back over it with liquid fertilizer to get the field up to its ideal nitrogen content. But this reduces the cost of just taking it from 20 to 160. I am using a Logitech G29, I believe, with pedals. It's the one that also does PlayStation. And welcome to the stream, Whitehawk. Been a while since I've seen you around. We're actually hinting on green along that edge behind us. Now the only downside of this is we are going to use an absolute ton of slurry doing this at this level of application. I don't know that that's a bad thing, it's just that, yeah, we're going to have to head back to the yard a number of times in order to get this job done. And unfortunately, the injectors do not eliminate the weeds, so it's going to be a little tricky for us to see where we've been by contrast, at least on the field. I mean, you can see the shininess of the slurry versus the matte finish of no slurry. But and that blinking is getting annoying, and I know there's a fix for it. Unfortunately, it's for the next generation of graphics card, and I don't have the next generation of graphics card, so I'm just going to have to live with it. Anyway, we are nearly at the end of the first lap, and like I said, the problem is I have to go all the way back to the yard. I could cheat and drive through the hedge. I suppose in part I do own half this side of this hedge. And hopefully that will slow down. Yeah, that slows down as we drive over bits that are already done. Lift that up, and then we go faster. It's amazing how that works. And also, yeah, it's slurry. I don't have to be 100% precise here. This is a exercise in reducing. Oh, this is an exercise in dropping things off the back of your tractor. Let's press the fold button. There we go. So this is an exercise in reducing the cost to fertilize the field by using free fertilizer. So I'm not too worried about all the not too worried about covering it completely. Spraying the field with the sprayer, with the crop sensors on it, you're going to get absolutely perfect application of nitrogen on the field. This is just a job to reduce the cost of doing that, and potentially meaning that we can spray the whole field without having to go home. Downside is we have to go home between loads of slurry. Also not sure how much slurry we've got, so this could be interesting as well. Cows. Oh, hi. Cows have 141,000 litres of slurry, and we're using about 10% of that per application. Obviously I don't know how much I've used on the field yet, or at this time. Still, I hope all the rich people that have moved out of the cities to live in the countryside are appreciating the country smells that we are making. So yeah, if I plant the thing is, I could, because I'm planning to whole crop it, I could just plant barley and mow it early, and that will create whole crop that I can turn into whole crop silage, and then that's available to feed the cows for not next year but the year after. One of the issues I do have doing that, though, is running a mower over the crop. We will cut the grass on the edge of the field, and that might interfere with things. So what I might want to do is let the barley grow fully, and then unfold. Once the barley has grown fully, I can harvest the headlands and mow the middle. Okay, straight down here, that's actually looking like it's wide enough if I keep a good line, which I'm not. So, and we don't have GPS on this tractor at the moment. But there we go. It doesn't look like I'm over applying, so I should just be able to just drive up and down the fields. It will apply where it needs to, it'll skip where it doesn't, which is yeah, okay, I guess. It would be nice to have GPS on this tractor, because then we could get the job done quicker and quickly and thoroughly if you've got GPS. I'm not going to skip bits, I'm not going to go over bits. Without GPS, I can do it thoroughly, which means we're going to have some overlap between what's already spread and what I'm applying, or I can do it quickly, which means I may leave gaps. It doesn't matter one way or the other, because obviously this isn't, as I said, this isn't the final application of nitrogen to this field, so gaps don't matter. Kind of like whose line is it anyway, and points don't matter. But we'll do the best we can. We're already halfway through the tank. I think I might want to do a headland on the top, maybe two along the top, so that we've got room to turn around. As I said, this will save us money. We haven't done contracts in December yet, so that is also another option. Yeah, my rule is I can do contracts on one day and one day only, because otherwise we just make too much income. I mean, you saw I did 2 contracts last month and made £40,000 from the contracts, plus I think it was about 30 on the sugar beet sales, and I have no idea how much more on the bales. I still have, actually I don't know how much more on the bales, because the bales are the stack that's sitting in my yard that I need to get loaded on something. And depending how quick this job goes, we might take a break and run those down to the store. Okay. I think I am wiping out some weeds with the tractor tyres. Again, these are only standard tyres on this tractor with wheel weights. It's basically as it came. As I said, it would be nice to have GPS on this. Guess we'll just do a turn here, run towards the entrance because we are gonna run out before we get there. Three, two, one, and left and fold. Okay. Now we could use a slurry as a as something to do fertilization contracts with, or the manure. I mean, we got what, 170,000 litres of manure lying around. We don't have a manure cart, but I could buy a manure cart and just do fertilization contracts with manure. This is possibly a good time to do it, because the crops aren't growing. And it's, you know, winter is the time when you spread the manure. Otherwise you inject the slurry. I think that was, might have been Disturbed Simulations was talking about that. And Tom Pemberton was saying that manure breaks down. If you spread manure at where we are at this time of year, the manure will break down before you start cutting grass or, you know, your crops start growing. But later on in the year, you want slurry for the grass just because it works. Yeah, it's injected. Okay, what was I going to look up? I was going to look up contracts because we haven't looked at those yet today. There are 3 cultivating contracts and we do not have a cultivator, but we do have a tractor that could run one now. And while I didn't get large tyres for this, I did get wheel weights because I figured sometime we are possibly going to have a traction issue dragging big equipment. I mean, I'm having possibly horsepower issues hauling this thing up. And this, I mean, this slurry spreader isn't particularly big. So I think it, you know, I think Tom Pemberton's got about 8,000 litre tank. So this is about 2, maybe a little over 2 times the size of his, and he's running around with a 100 horsepower tractor, thereabouts, 120. This tractor has a good 200-ish. But as I said, I do want to bump this up to about 388. I think it's a reasonable price to do. Jump back. It's an 8R. So we got a 280, which is still 326. 310. It's 31,000 to put it up to 388, but that's ideal. Or at least it's sort of what we've used in the past. 47 to go to 420, 458. So So we do have 326. That's a lot. That's a lot for us. As configured, it's a good sort of mid to late game cart tower, but really for the heavy work, I do want something a little bit bigger. And to be fair, I mean, we started both Lawfolds and Oakfield Farm with, and one of our big tractors was what we started with. I didn't wait for the big tractor. We had a big tractor and a small tractor. This time we've gone with a medium-sized tractor, which did everything. Front loader, spray, all of the stuff. And slowly, as we've gone through, we've got a small tractor for running in the yard, and now we have a big tractor for running in the field. Our Deutz is going to sit around for a while before we get too concerned with it in both repair costs and capabilities. I think one of the issues I had... Oh, that was one of the things. Someone's bought out a Lamborghini for on the mod hub. So potentially I could add that to the playthrough. I think it has about 10-15 more horsepower than the Deutz does. But it could be an alternate tractor that we take a look at. And again, is something different from what we normally run. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Let's just drive down the field this way. I guess we are wiping out the weeds with the bigger tyres, so I can see where we've been somewhat. I think what I'll do here is I'll run straight down and then we'll fill up, or we'll fill the gap to our left. Doesn't look like it's as wide as it should technically be, but we'll lift that up. I guess my next question is, which is better, a dribble bar or an injector? I mean, the injector's not messing up the weeds. Dribble bar tends to be wider. The injector is probably less smelly, at least to a certain extent. Okay, I want to turn around here and we will head across this way again. Well, we are eliminating at least some of the weeds, so I'm not as concerned as I was when I started this. Obviously, the Massey Ferguson had taken out a fair amount of weeds doing the rock picking. So it was easy to see where it's been. But I was a little bit concerned that I wasn't going to be able to see where this is going because the weeds are in the way of seeing the texture change But frankly, I think this is doing a fairly good job because the tractor is obviously eliminating weeds with its tyres. While the slurry injector is not making it completely obvious. Not like a seeder. I mean, if we run a seeder over this, it's going to wipe out all of the weeds. But I think it then sets the weed trigger up for double growth of weeds. So the first layer of weeds you get is medium. I think I'm doing fairly okay. So I will say that having the mini-map on does make it a whole lot easier. Oh, we're out. Again, where's the exit? Over there somewhere. So I think it's, and I'm not going to do an incremental engine upgrade on this. It's got to be the horsepower I need it to be in one step. Because if you do it, if you pay for an upgrade to take us from 320 to 350, and it costs 16,000, and it costs 30,000 to upgrade it to 388. Stepping up to 350 will cost me 15,000. And then stepping up from 350 to 390 will cost me 30,000. It's not, oh, you've already got 350, it's only 15,000 more. You're paying the engine from the base model. So if the second-hand piece of equipment comes with an engine upgrade, make sure that's the